Building a Cozy Fort, a nostalgic sleep story. Remember the simple, perfect magic of building a blanket fort? Tonight, we're going back. Join us for a nostalgic journey of creating your own cozy sanctuary, a world made of pillows, blankets, and the soft glow of fairy lights. Let this story of pure, simple comfort guide you into a state of deep relaxation and the most peaceful sleep. The evening has arrived with its particular softness, that hour when daylight finally surrenders to dusk and the world outside your window begins to quiet. You find yourself in your living space, perhaps having just finished dinner, perhaps having spent the day moving through obligations and tasks that required your attention and energy. Now, as the sky deepens from blue to indigo beyond your windows, you feel something shifting within yourself. It is not quite tiredness, though there is a gentle fatigue settling into your limbs. It is more like a softening, a release of the day's momentum, as though your entire being knows it is time to slow down, to turn inward, to seek comfort. The lamp in the corner casts warm light across the room, creating pools of amber glow and comfortable shadows. You notice how the furniture seems different in this light, how the familiar contours of your space take on a cozier quality as evening deepens around you. You move slowly through your space, not quite ready to settle into bed, not quite prepared to surrender to sleep just yet. There is something else calling to you tonight, something you cannot quite name but can feel as a gentle tug in your chest. You pause by your bookshelf, running your fingers along the spines, but that is not quite it. You glance toward the television, but the thought of staring at a screen feels wrong somehow. Too bright, too demanding of your attention. You need something else entirely. Standing in the center of your room, you take a slow, deep breath, filling your lungs completely and then releasing the air with a soft sigh. As you breathe, you become aware of a subtle yearning for something uncomplicated, something gentle, something that will wrap around you like a favorite sweater worn soft with time. You want to feel held tonight. You want to feel safe. You want to create a space that is entirely your own, a sanctuary from the wider world. And then, like a whisper from somewhere deep in your memory, the idea arrives. A fort. A blanket fort, like the ones you built as a child when rainy afternoons stretched endlessly before you, and the whole world could be contained within 4 draped blankets and your own imagination. The thought brings an immediate smile to your lips, surprising you with its simplicity and rightness. When was the last time you allowed yourself something so purely playful? When did you last honor the part of you that craves enclosed spaces and hidden corners? You let the idea settle over you, feeling it out, testing whether it feels silly or indulgent. But there is no judgment here tonight, no voice telling you that adults do not build forts or that this is a waste of time. Instead, there is only a warm sense of permission spreading through your chest, a quiet certainty that this is exactly what you need. Your inner world has been asking for this without words, requesting a return to something elemental and soothing, something that speaks to a fundamental human need for shelter and safety. The decision crystallizes. You will build a fort tonight. Not for anyone else, not to share on social media or to impress a visitor. This will be purely for you, a gift you give yourself. An act of tenderness toward the parts of you that still remember the profound comfort of being small and enclosed and completely protected. You feel energy beginning to move through you now. Not the frantic energy of productivity, but something gentler, more playful, laced with anticipation and creative joy. You begin to look at your space differently now, your eyes scanning the room not as it is, but as it could be. The armchair near the window suddenly becomes a potential anchor point. The bed, with its sturdy frame, could serve as one wall. That bookshelf along the side, if you moved it just slightly, might create the perfect third corner. Your mind begins to sketch possibilities, to see lines where walls might hang, to imagine the quality of light that will filter through layered blankets. There is no rush in this planning. You allow yourself to stand still, to simply envision, to feel the pleasure of anticipation building slowly in your belly. You think about the blankets folded in your closet, each with its own texture and weight. You think about the pillows on your bed, considering which ones would be best for sitting, which for lying down. You think about the strand of fairy lights you know is tucked away somewhere, waiting to transform ordinary space into something magical. Moving toward your closet, you pull open the door and survey the contents. Here are the everyday blankets you use regularly, and here, on the higher shelves, are the extras, the ones kept for guests or for seasons when you need additional warmth. You reach up, feeling the edges of different fabrics, reacquainting yourself with textures you had forgotten. There is the fleece blanket, soft as clouds, that your grandmother gave you years ago. There is the quilt, slightly heavier, its surface covered in a pattern of interlocking rings. There is the cotton throw, thin and breathable, perfect for layering. You begin to pull blankets down one at a time, creating a pile on your bed. Each one you select with care, considering not just its practical properties but how it makes you feel. This one, yes, because it smells faintly of lavender from the sachet you keep in the closet. This one, yes, because its weight feels reassuring. This one, yes, because its color pleases you. A soft blue that reminds you of summer skies. You are not just gathering materials, you are curating an experience. Next, you turn your attention to the pillows. You have more than you need for ordinary sleep, accumulated over time, each serving a slightly different purpose. The firm ones that support your neck at night might be perfect for propping up your back while you sit inside the fort. The softer, squishier ones could line the floor, creating a cushioned surface. You add pillows to your growing pile, watching it become a mountain of softness, a promise of comfort waiting to be arranged. In a drawer, you find the fairy lights, still coiled from when you took them down after the last holiday season. The cord is slightly tangled, but you do not mind. You know that unwinding them will be part of the meditative process, another small task that requires your patient attention. You add them to your collection, their tiny bulbs catching the lamplight and gleaming like captured stars. Everything you need is now assembled, waiting for you to transform these separate elements into something greater than the sum of their parts. You stand before your pile of materials, feeling a deep satisfaction in the preparation, in this liminal moment before creation begins. Your heart beats steady and calm in your chest. Your breathing has fallen into an easy rhythm. You are ready to build your sanctuary, ready to step out of the ordinary evening and into something special, something that exists solely for your comfort and joy. The room waits with you, patient and welcoming. The evening deepens around you, and you take one more breath, grounding yourself in this present moment, acknowledging the gift you are about to give yourself. Then, with gentle purpose, you begin. Your hands reach for the first blanket, the quilt with its interlocking rings, and you feel the weight of it as you lift it from the pile. The fabric is cool against your palms, slightly rough in that comforting way of cotton that has been washed many times, softened by use and care. You hold it for a moment, appreciating its substance before turning toward the space you have mentally designated as your building site. The area between your bed and the armchair seems perfect, a natural pocket of your room that is already semi-enclosed, requiring only a few additions to become completely enfolded. You move the armchair slightly, angling it to create a better corner, testing its position with your body, crouching down to see how it feels from the perspective of someone who will soon be sitting inside this space. Good. The angle is right. The armchair does not need to move again. You drape the quilt over the top of the armchair, letting it fall down the back, creating your first wall. The fabric settles with a soft whoosh, and already the space begins to transform. Already you can see how the light changes where the blanket hangs, how it creates a boundary between inside and outside. You step back, tilting your head, considering. The blanket needs to reach the floor fully, so you adjust it, tugging gently until the edge just brushes the carpet. Perfect. One wall complete. Now you turn to the bed frame, which will form the opposite wall of your fort. This requires a different approach, something to weigh down the blanket at just the right height. You retrieve several large books from your shelf, the heavy hardcovers you have been meaning to read, and stack them on the edge of the bed frame, creating a platform. Then you drape another blanket, the fleece one, soft and thick, over the books, and let it cascade down toward the floor. The weight of the books holds the fabric in place, and the blanket creates a wall that is solid yet slightly transparent when backlit, a screen that filters the room's light into something gentler, more diffuse. 2 walls now. You can begin to feel the enclosure taking shape. The way the space between the armchair and the bed is becoming defined, separated from the larger room. You move more blankets into position, layering them carefully. Where the first blanket seems too thin, allowing too much light through, you add a second layer. Where a gap appears between 2 draped sections, you tuck and overlap until the walls are continuous. Your hands work with the focused attention of a craftsperson, but there is no tension in your movements, only the flowing concentration that comes from doing something that pleases you deeply. You have forgotten, perhaps, how satisfying it is to work with your hands in this way, to solve small spatial problems, to create structure from flexible materials. Each adjustment feels important. Each small success, getting a corner to stay tucked or a blanket to hang at exactly the right angle, brings a quiet thrill of accomplishment. You are building something. You are making something where there was nothing before. The ceiling of your fort requires special consideration. You need to suspend blankets between the high points of your walls, creating a canopy that will enclose the space overhead. You loop one corner of a large sheet over the top of a lamp, testing to make sure it is secure but not pulling the lamp off balance. Then you carry the opposite corner to the bed frame, where you tuck it beneath the mattress, letting the sheet stretch across the space between, forming a sloping roof. The slight sag in the middle does not bother you. It adds character, makes the fort feel organic rather than rigidly geometric. Another blanket goes up, overlapping the first, creating a thicker ceiling that will block more light, make the interior darker and more womb-like. You work slowly, never rushing, allowing each step to unfold in its own time. Sometimes you pause to crouch down and peek inside your developing fort, checking how the space feels from within, adjusting based on these interior views rather than just the external appearance. The space inside is growing darker now, more protected, more separate from the room around it. You reinforce weak points, adding clothespins where blankets threaten to slip, tucking edges more firmly, testing the give of each wall by pressing gently against it. The structure becomes sturdier with each small adjustment. You are engineering comfort, creating architecture from textiles, and the process fills you with a quiet, deep contentment that has nothing to do with achievement and everything to do with the simple pleasure of making. Time becomes elastic as you work. Minutes might be passing, or perhaps an hour. You have stopped checking, stopped caring about the march of clock hands. The world outside your window has fully darkened now, and the interior of your home glows warmly in the lamplight. Occasionally you hear distant sounds, a car passing on the street below, the hum of your refrigerator, the building settling. But these noises feel far away, separated from you by layers of intention and focus. You are in your own bubble now, your own pocket of creation. When you step back to survey your work, you feel a surge of pride and affection for this thing you have made. It is not perfect, not symmetrical, or professionally constructed. The walls sag in places. One corner sits slightly lower than the others. But it is perfect for you, perfect for its purpose, which is simply to provide shelter and comfort and a sense of being held. You walk around the perimeter, examining it from all angles, admiring how the blankets drape, how the whole structure has a kind of organic rightness to it. The entrance to your fort is important. You have left an opening, a flap of blanket that can be pushed aside to allow entry. You test it now, lifting the fabric and peering inside. The interior is dim but not completely dark, suffused with the filtered glow of the room's lamps, shining through layers of fabric. You can see enough to navigate, enough to feel invited rather than intimidated. The floor space inside looks generous, plenty of room to stretch out fully or to sit with your back against a pillow mountain. But the fort is not yet complete. It has structure now, walls and a roof, an inside and an outside. But it lacks its interior landscape, the furnishings that will transform this empty enclosure into a place where you want to spend time, where you will feel not just sheltered, but cherished. That work remains ahead of you, the most intimate part of the creation process, the part where you will make this space unmistakably yours. You gather the pillows you set aside earlier, cradling them in your arms, and approach the entrance to your fort. The anticipation builds again, a flutter of excitement in your stomach, as you prepare to enter your creation for the first time. You are about to cross the threshold between the ordinary room and your sanctuary, about to discover how it feels to be inside the space you have made. Everything is ready. The fort stands waiting, patient and welcoming, walls slightly rippling when air moves through the room, fabric breathing like a living thing. You bend down, push aside the entrance flap, and prepare to enter your sanctuary. You duck your head and cross the threshold, moving from the brightness of your room into the filtered dimness of your fort. The transition is immediate and profound. The moment you are inside, still on your hands and knees, you feel the shift in atmosphere. It is quieter in here, sounds muffled by the layers of fabric surrounding you. It is warmer too, your body heat already beginning to collect in this enclosed space, creating a microclimate distinct from the room beyond the walls. And the light is different, softer, diffused through multiple layers of blankets until it glows rather than shines, creating a kind of perpetual gentle dusk. You remain still for a moment, letting your eyes adjust, letting your other senses expand to meet this new environment. The air smells faintly of the lavender sachet from your closet, mixed with the clean scent of cotton, and the subtle personal smell that your blankets have absorbed over time, the scent that says home, that says yours. You breathe it in deeply, and something in your chest loosens, unfurls, begins to relax in a way it has not all day. The floor beneath your hands and knees is still the carpet of your room, but it feels different through the knowledge that you are now inside a fort, inside a space apart. You shift your weight, testing how much room you have, how the boundaries feel. When you lift your head, you can feel the presence of the ceiling blankets above you, not quite touching you, but close enough to create a sense of enclosure, of being wrapped and held. Slowly, carefully, you turn around inside the space, bringing with you the pillows you carried in. You place them thoughtfully, considering where they will do the most good. Several of the larger, firmer ones you line up against the wall that is formed by your bed, creating a backrest, a place where you will be able to sit comfortably with your spine supported. The softer pillows you spread across the floor, layer upon layer, building up a cushioned surface that will cradle your body when you lie down. Each pillow finds its place as though it had always been meant to go there. You make several trips back and forth through the entrance, bringing in additional items. Another blanket, this one specifically for covering yourself once you are settled. A water bottle because you might grow thirsty and you want everything you need within reach. A book, though you suspect you will not read it, preferring instead to simply be present in this space. And finally, carefully cradled in your hands, the strand of fairy lights. Sitting cross-legged in the center of your fort, you begin the gentle work of untangling the lights. The cord has twisted on itself multiple times, creating knots that require patient fingers to undo. But you do not mind. There is something meditative about this task, something that requires your full attention, but in a gentle, undemanding way. Your fingers work at the knots, loosening them one by one, and gradually the strand grows longer, straighter, until the lights are free of tangles and ready to be hung. You consider the ceiling of your fort, trying to decide the best placement for the lights. You want them to run along the perimeter perhaps, or to zigzag across the space like a constellation of stars. You try one arrangement, threading the cord along the top edge where the blankets meet, but it does not sit right, does not create the effect you want. You adjust, trying another pattern, looping the lights more loosely, creating gentle swoops rather than straight lines. It takes time to get it right, time spent on your knees, arms raised above your head, carefully tucking the cord into the folds where blankets overlap, using the clothespins and the weight of the fabric itself to hold the lights in place. Your arms grow tired from being lifted, but still you continue, driven by the vision in your mind of how magical this will be once the lights are on and the room's lamps are turned off. You are creating ambiance, crafting the quality of light that will define your experience in this space. Finally, the strand is in place, looping across your ceiling in swooping curves, the small bulbs hanging down like captured fireflies. You sit back on your heels, admiring your work, and reach for the control switch. Your finger hovers over the button for just a moment, savoring the anticipation, and then you press it. The transformation is instantaneous and breathtaking. The fairy lights bloom into life, dozens of tiny points of warm golden light scattered across your ceiling. They do not illuminate harshly, instead they glow, each bulb a tiny sun creating its own small halo of light that merges with the others to produce an overall luminescence that is gentle and dreamy. The light catches on the textured surfaces of the blankets, creating subtle shadows and highlights, giving dimension to the fabric walls. Your fort, which was cozy before, becomes magical now, becomes a space that exists outside of ordinary time and place. You sit in the center of this transformation, turning slowly to take it all in from every angle. The fairy lights cast a warm glow on your face, and you can feel yourself smiling, a wide, genuine smile that comes from someplace deep and childlike within you. This is better than you imagined. This is perfect. The lights make everything feel enchanted. Turn your simple fort into a grotto, a secret garden, a pocket universe that belongs entirely to you. Reaching out through the entrance flap, you switch off the room's lamps, plunging the space beyond your fort into darkness and making your interior glow even more brightly by contrast. Now your fort is an island of light in a sea of shadow, and the boundary between inside and outside becomes even more defined, even more significant. This is your world now, this softly glowing space, and everything else has receded into the distance. You arrange the remaining items you brought inside, creating small zones within your fort. Near the entrance, you place your water bottle, easily accessible. Against the far wall, you prop your book, though again you feel that pull to do nothing but exist in this space, to let yourself simply be without agenda or task. You spread the extra blanket over the pillow-padded floor, smoothing out the wrinkles, creating an inviting surface that whispers of comfort and rest. There are a few final touches you want to add, small personalizations that will make this space feel completely yours. You remember a small stuffed animal that usually sits on your dresser, a threadbare companion from childhood that has moved with you through countless homes and life changes. You retrieve it now, bringing it into your fort and tucking it into the corner where the pillows meet the wall. Its presence feels right, a guardian of this sanctuary, a witness to your retreat into simplicity and comfort. You think about whether you want music, whether gentle sounds would enhance the space or detract from its peaceful quietness. You decide on quiet, on allowing the muffled silence to remain unbroken, except for the sounds of your own breathing and the occasional rustle of fabric when you shift position. The silence feels sacred, feels important, a balm for senses that are too often overstimulated by the noise of the modern world. Sitting back against your pillow backrest, you survey your completed creation. Every detail is in place now. The walls surround you, sturdy yet soft. The ceiling arches overhead, decorated with stars of light. The floor cushions your body. The air is warm and slightly close in that comforting way of enclosed spaces. Everything you need is within arm's reach. You have created a nest, a cocoon, a sanctuary that exists solely for your rest and restoration. The fairy lights continue to glow, their warm light pulsing almost imperceptibly as electricity flows through the filaments. You watch them for a while, letting your eyes trace the pattern they make across the ceiling, finding shapes in their arrangement, constellations that exist only in this moment. One light flickers slightly, and you decide it is your favorite, the one you will watch as you let yourself drift towards sleep. You shift your position, lying down now on the pillowed floor, feeling your body sink into the layered softness. The extra blanket is within reach, and you pull it over yourself, adjusting it until it covers you from shoulders to toes, its weight reassuring and comforting. Your head finds the perfect pillow, one that supports your neck at exactly the right angle. Your arms rest at your sides or fold across your stomach, whichever feels better. You let your legs stretch out fully, releasing any remaining tension, feeling how the floor of your fort supports your entire body. This is it. This is the moment you have been working toward. You are now fully settled in the sanctuary you built, surrounded by evidence of your own care for yourself, held by structures you created with your own hands. The fort cradles you, and you cradle yourself within it, and there is a rightness to this that goes beyond words, that speaks to something primal and deeply human, the need for shelter, the need for safety, the need for a place that is entirely, completely yours. You close your eyes for a moment just to feel the darkness behind your lids. And when you open them again, the fairy lights seem even more beautiful, more necessary. They are your stars, your campfire, your nightlight, your companions in this gentle solitude. You watch them and they watch over you, and the evening deepens around your fort, and you are exactly where you need to be. The comfort of your fort surrounds you now like a physical embrace. You have stopped shifting, stopped adjusting, found that perfect position where every part of your body feels supported and at ease. Your breathing has slowed naturally, each inhale drawing in the warm, softly scented air of your enclosed space. Each exhale releasing not just carbon dioxide, but also tension, worry, the accumulated stress of the day. You are settling, sinking, allowing yourself to be held by what you have created. The light from the fairy lights above you creates patterns on the inside of your closed eyelids when you blink slowly, after images in gold and amber that float and fade. You keep your eyes open for now, though, wanting to savor the view from inside your sanctuary, wanting to memorize the particular quality of this light, the way it makes the fabric walls glow as though lit from within. The blankets are not just barriers anymore. They are luminous, alive, breathing with your breath, shifting slightly when you move. You become aware of the individual sensations that make up your experience. The pillow beneath your head is exactly the right firmness, cradling your skull while allowing your neck to rest in neutral alignment. The blanket over your body has weight without being oppressive, its edges tucked around you in a way that makes you feel bundled, cared for, protected. The fabric against your cheek is soft, worn to a smoothness that speaks of many washings, many nights of use. Each of these sensations registers in your awareness as a small note of pleasure, a tiny confirmation that you are comfortable, you are safe, you are home. Your hands rest on top of the blanket, and you notice them now, really notice them. The way your fingers curve slightly, relaxed, no tension in the tendons or joints. The way your palms face downward, resting against the gentle rise and fall of your breathing abdomen. You think about what these hands created tonight, how they gathered and draped and tucked and adjusted until a fort came into being. You feel grateful to your hands, to your body, to the parts of you that knew how to do this, that remembered from childhood, or simply intuited the right movements. Your body is wise, you realize, wiser than your thinking mind gives it credit for. The sounds around you are minimal but present. Mostly what you hear is the sound of your own breathing, the gentle rush of air in and out through your nose, sometimes the softer sigh of a deeper breath. Occasionally, you hear the fabric of the fort shifting, settling, the whisper of cloth against cloth. Once you hear a distant sound from outside your home, maybe a siren or a voice, but it is so far away, so removed from your current reality, that it barely registers as real. Everything beyond your fort has become dreamlike, insubstantial, while everything within your fort is solid, present, immediate. You let your attention roam over the interior of your fort, taking inventory without judgment, simply noticing. The corners where walls meet are slightly shadowed despite the fairy lights, creating pockets of deeper darkness that feel like secrets, like hidden treasures. The ceiling above you sags a bit in the middle, creating an organic curve rather than a flat plane, and this imperfection pleases you, makes the space feel handmade, loved, real. The stuffed animal in the corner is a small silhouette, a familiar shape that brings comfort through its very presence. Your mind, which has been busy all day with thoughts and plans and reactions to external stimuli, begins to quiet. The thoughts still come, but they are softer now, less insistent, more like gentle suggestions than demands. A thought about tomorrow drifts through and you observe it without engaging, letting it float away like a balloon released into the sky. A memory from earlier in the day surfaces, and you acknowledge it briefly before allowing it to recede. Your mind is learning that this is not a time for thinking, not a time for planning or analyzing or problem solving. This is a time for simply being. The fairy lights continue their steady glow, and you find yourself focusing on one light in particular, the one you chose earlier as your favorite. It hangs at just the right spot in your field of vision. Not so bright that it demands attention, but present enough to serve as an anchor. You watch it, letting your gaze soften, not focusing too hard, just resting your eyes on that small point of golden light. It becomes your meditation, your focal point, the gentle center around which your awareness organizes itself. Time continues to flow, but you have stopped tracking it, stopped caring about the passage of minutes. There is only now, only this moment of perfect comfort and safety. Your body has become heavy, pleasantly heavy, as though gravity has increased its pull just slightly, anchoring you to the floor of your fort, connecting you to the earth beneath your home. You are not floating, not drifting away. Instead, you are settling more fully into your body, into this place, into this exact present moment. The temperature inside your fort is perfect, that ideal warmth that is neither too hot nor too cool, the temperature at which your body can completely relax because it does not need to work to regulate itself. The air feels soft against your skin where it is exposed, and beneath the blanket, your body maintains its comfortable warmth, creating a microclimate of absolute physical contentment. You have not felt this comfortable in a long time, you realize. Perhaps you have never felt quite this comfortable, this completely at ease. Your eyelids are growing heavier. This is not the forced heaviness of exhaustion or the gritty tiredness that comes from staring at screens. This is the natural, gentle heaviness of a body recognizing that it is safe to rest, that it is time to let go. Your eyelids flutter, half closing, then opening again to take in the fairy lights, then closing a bit longer. The rhythm is soothing, this gradual surrender to sleep, this slow descent into rest. You notice how your jaw has unclenched without you consciously releasing it. Your tongue rests easily in your mouth, not pressed against your teeth or the roof of your mouth, but simply floating in its natural position. Your shoulders have dropped away from your ears, settling into the pillows beneath you. Your hips have released their grip, allowing your legs to fall open slightly in that unconscious posture of complete relaxation. Every joint in your body has found its most comfortable position, and your muscles, one by one, are letting go of their daily tension. The blanket over you rises and falls with your breathing, and you watch this movement when your eyes are open, mesmerized by the simple rhythm of it. Breath in, blanket rises. Breath out, blanket falls. It is hypnotic, this visual representation of your own aliveness, this tangible proof of the body's wisdom in knowing how to breathe, how to live, without any conscious effort from you. You can trust your body to continue breathing even as you let go of awareness, even as you slip into sleep. A wave of deep gratitude washes over you, surprising in its intensity. Gratitude for this fort, for the impulse that led you to build it, for the materials that came together to create this sanctuary. Gratitude for your home, for having a space where you can do something like this, where you can claim a corner and make it entirely yours. Gratitude for this moment, for the gift of peace and comfort and safety. The feeling swells in your chest, warm and expansive, and you let it fill you completely before it naturally ebbs, leaving behind a residue of contentment. You think briefly about the world beyond your fort. The room outside these blanket walls still exists, you know. The building around you still stands. The city or town or countryside beyond still stretches out in all directions. People are still moving through their evenings, still engaged in their own activities and concerns. But all of that feels impossibly distant now, separated from you by layers of fabric and intention. You have created a boundary, and that boundary is holding. Nothing from out there can reach you in here unless you allow it. You are protected, cocooned, separate. The fairy lights seem to pulse gently, though you know this is probably just your eyes playing tricks. The slight fluctuation of your vision as your consciousness begins to shift into sleep. But the illusion is pleasant, makes the lights seem alive, sentient, as though they are breathing with you, keeping you company in your solitude. They are like tiny campfires, you think, and you are safe in their circle of light, protected from the darkness beyond. Not that the darkness is threatening, it is simply other, simply outside, simply not here. Your body continues its slow melting, its gradual dissolution of boundaries. You are becoming part of the fort, you think dreamily, or the fort is becoming part of you. The distinction no longer seems important. What matters is the sense of absolute belonging, of being in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Your body knows this. Your body is celebrating this by releasing every last bit of holding, every last vestige of guardedness. Your body is saying yes, yes, this is right, this is good, this is home. A sound escapes your lips, something between a sigh and a hum, a small vocalization of contentment that surprises you. You did not plan to make that sound. It simply emerged, natural and uncontrived. You smile at yourself, amused and pleased by this evidence of your own deep relaxation. When was the last time you made a sound of pure contentment? When did you last allow yourself to be so completely at ease that pleasure escaped a sound? The pillow beneath your head holds you so perfectly. You nestle into it slightly, making micro adjustments with your head, finding that exact perfect spot that feels like the pillow was made for you, for this moment, for this exact position of your skull and neck. Everything is customized to you. Everything in this fort exists to support your comfort. You have created a space where your needs are the only priority, where your comfort is the sole consideration. This is a radical act of self-care, you realize. This is you telling yourself that you matter, that your need for rest and peace and safety is important enough to honor. Your breathing has slowed even further now, each breath taking longer, going deeper, the pause between exhale and inhale stretching out into a moment of absolute stillness. Your body is preparing for sleep, beginning the transition from wakefulness to rest, and you are cooperating fully, offering no resistance. Sleep is coming for you gently, like a friend approaching with open arms, and you are ready to step into that embrace. The thoughts in your mind have become sparse, the space between them widening. Where before your thoughts were a steady stream, now they are like leaves floating on a pond, appearing and then drifting away, leaving only stillness in their wake. You observe this process with a distant, dreamy awareness, noting the increasing spaciousness of your mental landscape without engaging with it analytically. Your mind is quieting, and you are letting it, grateful for the respite from the constant chatter that usually fills your head. Outside your fort, the night deepens. The hours are advancing, though you have no sense of which hour it might be and no interest in finding out. Time has become irrelevant, a construct that belongs to the waking world, but has no place here in your sanctuary. Here, there is only the eternal present, only this moment that stretches out infinitely, containing everything you need. Past and future have dissolved, leaving only now, and now is perfect. Your eyes close again, and this time they stay closed. The effort of keeping them open has become too much, and you surrender to their weight, letting the lids lower completely. Behind your closed eyes, you can still sense the glow of the fairy lights, a warm, golden presence even in darkness. You are not in complete blackness. You are in a soft, comfortable shadow, still aware of the light but no longer looking at it directly. This is perfect for sleep, this gentle dimness that is neither bright nor completely dark. The sounds of your own body become more prominent now that your eyes are closed. Your heartbeat, steady and strong, provides a rhythm. Your breathing, slow and deep, offers another. The occasional small sound of your stomach or the quiet rustle when you make a tiny adjustment. These are the sounds of life, of a body that is functioning exactly as it should, and they are deeply comforting. You are alive, healthy, safe, and resting. What more could anyone need? A memory surfaces unbidden, soft-edged and gentle. You are very young, perhaps 5 or 6 years old, and you have built a fort in your childhood home. The details are hazy, but the feeling is clear. That sense of accomplishment, of having created something special, of being the architect of your own small world. You remember feeling powerful in that fort, as though you had control over your environment in a way you rarely did as a child. You remember feeling safe, protected by structures of your own making. That feeling is with you now, decades later, unchanged in its essence. Some things, you realize, do not change. The human need for shelter, for safety, for a space of one's own, these transcend age and time. The memory fades as gently as it arrived, and you are left with only the present again. The fort around you, The pillows beneath you, the blanket over you, the fairy lights above, the warmth, the softness, the peace. Everything is here. Everything is now, and you are held. Your limbs have become impossibly heavy, as though they are made of lead, as though they could never move again, even if you wanted them to. But you do not want them to move. You want only to lie here, to continue sinking, to allow this process to unfold at its own pace. Your body is taking you towards sleep, and you are a willing passenger, trusting completely in the body's wisdom, in its knowing of what you need. The boundary between waking and sleeping is growing thin, gossamer, nearly transparent. You are hovering in that liminal space where consciousness begins to fragment, where the rules of waking life start to bend and shift. Images might flash behind your closed eyes, brief and dreamlike, gone before you can fully register them. Thoughts arise that have the strange logic of dreams, seeming to make perfect sense in the moment, even though you know, in some distant part of your awareness, that they are nonsensical. You are entering the antechamber of sleep, that strange and beautiful territory that belongs neither to full wakefulness nor to deep slumber. The fort is still around you, still holding you, still providing its steady presence of safety and enclosure. But you are becoming less aware of it as a distinct thing and more aware of it as an extension of yourself, as part of the continuum of comfort that includes your body, your pillows, your blankets, your breath. Everything is one. Everything is together. Everything is right. Your last clear thought, before thought itself begins to dissolve into the abstract imagery of dreams, is a simple recognition. I am safe. 3 words that contain everything important. I am safe. The fort has done its work. Your own hands have created this safety. Your own intention has manifested this peace. And now you can let go completely, can release your grip on consciousness, can allow sleep to carry you wherever it will. The fairy lights glow on in the darkness, faithful sentinels, but you are no longer aware of them. Your breathing continues, deep and even, but you are no longer tracking it. Your body remains cradled in its nest of pillows and blankets, but your awareness of your body is fading, becoming distant. You are still here, still in your fort, still in your home, but you are also somewhere else now, somewhere that exists only in sleep, somewhere that has no location and every location simultaneously. The transition is seamless, effortless. One moment you are barely awake, hovering at the edge. The next moment you have crossed over, slipped into sleep so smoothly that there is no jolt, no sudden shift, only a gentle dissolving of one state into another. Your fort remains, walls standing, ceiling stretched above, floor cushioned beneath, and you remain, body still and peaceful, chest rising and falling with each breath, completely at rest in the sanctuary you built. The night stretches ahead, hours of sleep waiting to restore and refresh you. But you are unaware of time now, unaware of the future, unaware of anything except the deep, dreamless peace of profound sleep. You have found your way to exactly the rest you needed. You have created the conditions for perfect slumber, and now you are simply sleeping deeply and completely, held safe in your fort, held safe in your home, held safe in the knowledge that you cared enough for yourself to build this sanctuary. The fairy lights continue to glow, casting their gentle golden light over the still form wrapped in blankets, over the quiet fort that stands as testament to self-care and simple joy. Outside, the world turns. Inside your sanctuary, there is only stillness, only peace, only the gentle rhythm of a body at rest. You have done everything right. You have honored your need for comfort. You have given yourself the gift of safety and solitude and sweetness. And now you sleep, deep and dreamless, cradled by blankets and pillows, and the walls you built with your own hands, protected by your own wisdom, held by your own love. The fort stands through the night, a faithful guardian, keeping watch while you rest, and you sleep on, deeply and peacefully, exactly as you deserve. Sleep well, dear friend. Sleep deeply in your cozy fort. Let the night restore you. Let the peace you created hold you. Let yourself rest completely, knowing that you are safe, you are comfortable, You are exactly where you need to be. The world will still be there in the morning. But for now, there is only this: the quiet sanctuary, the gentle darkness, the profound rest. Sleep. Just sleep. Let everything else fall away. You are held. You are safe. You are home. If this story resonated with you, please consider showing your support with a like and subscribe to Deep Sleep Stories Hub for more quiet nights and restful journeys. May you sleep deeply and wake refreshed.